The Falcons nil. Another shot on goal!
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back.
Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And Boyd back out in front. A shot and a score. Into the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot!
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nil. Another shot on goal!
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back.
Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And Boyd.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is just 5 past 6 o'clock here at Adelard Arena here in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Today's game, U16 hockey between the Rhode Island St. M's and the Boston Junior Bruins. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Heatu, alongside Caroline Niehoff, our camera girl here today, camera op. Here from Woonsocket, Rhode Island at Adelard Arena, home of the Mount St. Charles Mounties. So once again, both sides just finished their warm-ups, preparing to take center ice for the start of this one. It should be a good game today. And temperature's a little bit chilly here in Adelard, but both sides bringing their pucks to the bench. And PA announcer really getting us ready to get underway here. And before we get into the game antics tonight, I'm going to give you a word from tonight's game sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Perino team. Perino Properties. Call them and get a $500 credit towards buying or selling your home. 401 Strength and Fitness. Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. The Local. Shamrock Home Loans. Basta Ristorino Italiano, right in Cranston, Rhode Island. And Bettola, also in Cranston, Rhode Island. And followed by our elite recruits with access to 3,000 schools and 60,000 coaches across 30 NCAA sports for high school athletes looking to play at the next level. Be seen by being a part of our elite recruits today. So the M's win the face-off from the start, but an early whistle will call the play dead with 16:50 to go, and the puck will be taken back to center after an offsides was called. Bruins and M's get set, and the puck drops to the floor, and it's scooped away here, sent back over to number 4. And that was Kenny Barber. Sorry about that. And now taking it up ice and dumping it in. Sending it back around the other way was Ryder Shea coming out of the net a bit. Then off to the far side, it's scooped up by number 14, Makusland. And now sent over to his man, Alex Gomes. And a shot taken right away. The first shot of the game for the Bruins. And a great save coming from the man in the net tonight. That's William Braun. And the face-off to come in the Saints side of things. And shot right away, knocks off to the left side, dumped back down on the near side. Bruins looking to make quick work here A lot of pushing and shoving behind the net there from Cam Cook. Cook's trying to get some separation. Boxing him out there is Gomes. And now the Saints come up with the puck here. Theo Kiss shepherds the puck as he falls to the floor. Several Bruins on top of it, and it's eventually taken away there by Grayson Cohen. And now flipped forward, intended this time for Gomes. Gomes having some trouble, sails towards the net off to the left side, now over by Drew Carr. Carr feeding it down. This Bruins unit has been all over the Saints in the beginning of this one. And now taken away by Colton Whitfield, and passing it up ice over to number 18. Now back at center. Sent back down as it goes back into the Saints side of the ice. Really playing on their heels. Behind the net, the pass up this time to number 6. That's Alex Visempu. And this one bouncing off the boards back to center again. Both sides still feeling each other out here in the first couple minutes of the affair. Bruins with the only shot on net so far. And Visnapu, this one's sent back down. Going behind the net for Visnapu. And puck still not really finding any shot on net. But this one taken away here. Great stick movement by the Bruins. And now Joe Manesi. He's going to pass it off to the far side over to Vincent Yeager. And a whistle called as Braun manages to get a save there. Quick line change for both sides. And, of course, today's game is brought to you in part by Stanley Tree. Employee-owned and operated. Visit them at stanleytree.com for more information. And another shot taken right at Braun. It's bounced off as that shot was taken by number 2. That's Nathan Walsh. And on the near side boards, ooh, a hard check into the boards themselves. And the Saints come away with it after a great defensive hit. Luis Cutalo lost control of the puck, and now his teammates are trying to make up for it. Kenny Barber all over it. And flipped behind his back as he fell to the floor was Cutalo. And now chasing it back down is Barber. Barber being chased down by Carr. And now flips it back over to Barber. Barber trying to feed it up, and this one, a nice backdoor shot that's blocked as Shea gets a hold of it. Bruins were experiencing a little bit of trouble there as Barber and number 16, Brick Fisher, were kind of going back and forth in terms of trying to find that opening on Shea. Shea able to stand tall on the Saints' first shot of the game. And the face-off taken away by the Bruins as Yeager, he's going to feed it up to his teammate. That's DeLello, Jackson DeLello. Great stop there. Shot on net. Another great save. And this one's going to find the back of the net this time. Goal for the Bruins. And give credit to the goal there to number 10. It's Cox. Cox puts the Bruins up 1-0 with 13:22 to go here in the first period of action. And the neutral face-off win there. Neither side could come away with the puck cleanly. This one's going to sail into the stands and out of play. That'll stop the clock. And Grayson Cohen passes the puck up to his teammate, Macasland, as the Bruins win the face-off once again. Saints trying to get the puck out of their own side of things. Puck really sailing around all over the place on center. And Bruins really trying to establish themselves again. This shot going behind the net. Saints really struggling here in the opening minutes to find good offensive pushes onto this Bruins net and to really get in the head of Shea. Scooped up by number 18, and that's Tanner Morgan. Puck really dangling around all over the place for both sides. Vinny Apri spins around, couldn't get the shot off cleanly as it's blocked by Jackson DeLello. Puck sails behind the net as a line change came up for Boston. And sending it back to the Bruins side of the ice. Bringing it up is Joe Mense, excuse me. Puck traveling behind the Bruins side of things here as they continue to maneuver. It's just been a back and forth these last couple of minutes. Both sides still trying to find an opening. And a hard hit up against the boards. Bruins trying to get behind the net. And this one's sent to the top of the zone. Being brought down by Barber. Barber trying to look for a man on the left side. He had number 19. And we don't seem to have a jersey number there on our roster. And the whistle called. This one's going to go back into the Bruins side for icing. And the face-off. It's taken away by the Bruins cleanly. And at the top of the zone, brought down by the defenseman. Hard shot right at Shea. And a glove save. That was Colton Whitfield trying to take a chance. And referee trying to separate those two players on the far side. Bruins, their strength in this one is 100% being the point of attack in face-offs. This one being taken up now for the Bruins. Davidson had it, and on the far side dumps it back to him. And now sent over to Nakata. And Yeager has to fall back. Bruins need to get back on side again as Cohen's trying to spin around and find an open man. And this one's sent to the far side. Clean feed from the Bruins, but they're going to have to get back on side all over again. And this one dumped into the zone. Ooh, and a hard check on the far side from Whitfield as this puck travels past. And now Mense, and a glove save from Braun. Bruins get their 8th shot on the net with 10:17 to go. Still a lot of hockey to come here. Still 2 more periods and still 10 more minutes of this one. And passed up to center. Dropped down. Taken up by the Saints. Saints have themselves a chance, but this one deflected off by the defender, as that was J.J. Monterio. First shot of the night that we've seen him try to attempt. Blocked by the defense. Ooh, a great shot on net coming from, trying to get that jersey right there. That's Dan Buckley trying to take a chance at Braun. Braun with a good save using the pads. And now a good feed. Saints trying to find the opening. They try the backdoor alley. Unable to successfully bring that one in. Just a great play all around. And an icing called there. And it actually looks like we might have our first penalty of the game. Interference called. This one's going to go against Vinny Apri. So he'll head to the box for 2 minutes. So Bruins will be on the power play as they already lead this one by a score of 1-0. Yeager Off the face-off, tries to feed it down to his man, Cox. Cox unable to come away with it here as Mays is there to assist him. And now sent to the other side for Makasland. Fed back down on the other side. Hayes struggling to keep a hold of the puck. Yeager on top of it, followed by Barber. This one flipped back towards center. It's going to sail all the way back to the Bruins side. And icing called. Quite interesting to be called for icing as the Saints are trying to kill tonight's power play, or the first power play of the game, I should add. Minute 29 to go for the Bruins. Try and get cash on this shot, on their shots on net. Yeager with the feed down to the near side. Great block from the defense. All over that one was Luis Cutalo for the Saints. Now the Bruins are going to have to start from scratch. Over to Yeager, as Yeager's going to take it up here on the power play. And he'll dump it in as he slammed hard into the boards. This one wraps around. Bruins continue the pressure there as Makasland tries to feed it back to center. Ends up going to the far side. Yeager and Cox trying to get a hold of it. Yeager with it here. Yeager at the top, feeding it down to the far end to Makasland. And Makasland is going to have to get back on side. He'll finally take it across. 3 defenders to beat, and that one goes right into the netting. Out of play with 8:15 to go. 43 seconds in the power play. Saints have been doing a good job. They've allowed some pressure, but up until this point, no shots on net for the Bruins, which is definitely something to note here. And whistle dead immediately. And they're going to have a switch here. Cook coming in and drop back up ice. Maness trying to feed it down, nearly intercepted by Whitfield and given away. This time to McDonald. McDonald at the top of the zone. A hard one-timer from Maness, and they're going to call that one out of play. It did move the netting a bit. I don't think it ever left the rink. And they're going to do another switch here. And Maness. Mentz sends it down. Puck trapped up against the boards. Neither side can really come away with it here. Cook has several Saints all over him. That's Fitzgibbon, excuse me. Mentz sends that one into the ceiling, out of play again. Penalty expired, and the Saints were able to get back to full strength in those last few seconds. So the Bruins' first power play ends unceremoniously. Nothing to show for it. However, they were able to apply some pressure to these St. M's. And face-off taken away by the Saints, fed over to Vinicipu. And dumped back in by the Bruins. And a whistle called. Icing. 7:20 to go in the first period of action. Score sits at 1-0 after a great goal for the Bruins to get things started. First goal was scored by Cox. Out of Westboro, Massachusetts. And at the top of the zone, taken away by number 25, that's Vinny Apri. And this one, glove save by Shea. And sailed around the backside as Makata comes up with it here for the Bruins. Bruins have won a majority of these faceoffs tonight, hence why they have the lead There's a big reason for it. Grayson Cohen dumps it behind Braun's net. And this one's sent back the other way over to his teammate. That's a Pre. Back at the top. This one taken in. Number 27. That's Stenfat. That's Stefanik. And cross here. And trying to feed it in, and somehow it never crossed the plane. And a big save from William Braun, as the two sides get a little chippy there at the end of that series. And getting set with about 6.5 to go. Shot deflected back. Mentz trying to find it to Hayes, and it's taken away as it bounced off the defenders, and now being shepherded up ice by Kiss. Menkel trying to get a hold of it there, as eventually Jaeger comes away with it and feeds it up to his offense. Another great shot that Braun deflects down. Another shot hits the top of the post. That was a rifle coming from number 5, Joe Mentz, and being taken up once again by the Saints. Using the speed as Hughes as he's being pushed and shoved all around the net as he's knocked to the ice. No call there, and play will continue. And whistle called. Offsides on the Bruins yet again. Some more shoving going on by the Saints bench. Referees trying to control the emotions of the players, as they've already started to get a little chippy coming towards the end of this first period of action. 5:47 to go. 46, excuse me. Still sitting at 1-0 Bruins. And taken in this time from McDonald. McDonald feeding it back to Walsh. Walsh trying to feed it forward, but bad pass there. It's going to end up going back. And Braun, he's going to just have to glove this one down. Too much pressure coming from the offense. And Saints come away with the face-off. Trying to get after it very quickly with little hesitation was Montaldo. And feeding it up now to his man, David Earhart. Trying to keep it in play now. Both sides, Bruins trying to get away with another shot, and Braun with another great save. Makaslan was trying to make an effort. Couldn't manage to find this one to sneak across. And Bruins all over this puck as they come away with the face-off somehow. That's Gomes with it, I believe. Yes, Alex Gomes stuck against the boards. He's trying to get some help from Jackson DeLello. And Gomes bringing the puck back down. Still being in pursuit. Jaeger with it. Back down to Gomes. Gomes rifles one. Knocked down and saved again by Braun. 14th shot of the game for the Bruins so far. Jaeger goes back with it. Puck in a dangerous spot as it dangled in front of the visiting bench. And puck continues to bounce all over the place until it goes over to the far side finally. The Saints come away with it now as Vinny Apri sends it over, but it's dumped back in by Gomes. Braun sends it back the other way for his teammate, number 4, Kenny Barber. Barber trying to get a hold of it before 15. That's Hayes gets a hold of the puck. And now McDonald sending it back to Hayes. Can't trap it down cleanly with the back of his stick. And the puck sails back into the Bruins side of things. Mentz feeds it forward, and it's sent back to center. Skura sends it over. Montero knocked to the floor, and Hayes tried to feed it up, but it didn't look like anybody was ready for it. This one gloved back down to earth. trying to maneuver, and he finds the back of the net for the Bruins. Joe Mentz with the shot on net and the score, and the Bruins find themselves up now by a score of 2-0. And what a great highlight there by Joe Mentz, able to glove the puck in midair and then maneuver through the Saints defense to shoot it through the 5-hole of Braun and put them up 2-0. First period rapidly coming to a conclusion as the Bruins lead this one. It's dumped in, but it's going to come back the other way for icing. .325 to go. Trying to wind up with a shot right out of the gate there was Kai Menzel. Menzel poke checks it back, but it's dumped back in on the backhand. Play's called dead. Brendan Cavaney is trying to send that puck down ice. And sent back behind. Puck being taken up this time by McDonald. McDonald tries to sail it back at Braun, who traps his legs down quickly. And trying to flip it behind the defense now is Colum Hughes. Puck gets sent away by Mentz, who had the goal. This one flipped back, as right on top of it there was Mansell. Now the defense coming up as there's a pig pile at center ice. And a lot of shoving, a lot of pushing, as Cavaney couldn't really find himself getting up. And it looks like they're going to send the Saints captain, number 11. Let's call him Hughes, to the box. He's trying to argue his case, but this is going to be the second penalty of the game called against the Saints. The Bruin holding is the call. So a minor penalty called for 2 minutes. Colton Whitfield sending it off to the near side. This one dumped forward by Apri. At center, being brought down by Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon with the shot and a big glove save, as Shea has to get on top of it and some more pushing and shoving. Fitzgibbon came in like white on rye on that last play, but unable to find that back of the net. And that's something the Saints are struggling with here. That is only their 6th shot on net tonight, as opposed to the Bruins' 16 shots that has them up by a score of 2-0. Offense really coming out flat in these opening minutes. Or in this first period, I should say. Opening minutes have come and gone. And this puck's going to sail way back towards center. And then back into the Saints side. Dumped away, and now this one's going to go back over towards the Bruins. Walsh with the puck, sends it over to his man, number 3, Grayson Cohen. Cohen back to center, dumping it in behind the Saints. And this one flipped away. Bruins keep poking it out, and now finally being taken up by the Saints. Trying to feed it, shot, score! Patrick Fitzgibbon finally finds the back of the net this one, and the Saints narrow the margin. Score now sitting at 2-1. After a great feed from number 19. And apologies, we don't seem to have number 19's number here on our roster, but a great feed to Fitzgibbon, and Fitzgibbon finds the back of the net for the Saints, making this one a 2-1 scoring affair. Mentz deflects the puck away. Cox feeding it back up, but Barber coming up with it for the Saints, and it's eventually taken away by Cox. Puck continues to sail back and forth between both sides as we are about to come to a close here in the first minute. Gomes gets back on side, dumps the puck in. Barber getting a hold of it for the Saints as it goes right past a man. DeLello for the Bruins. DeLello sending it towards the net, trying to backhand it through the back door, and Braun gets his glove right on top of it. And now Saints bringing the puck up. Kiss tries to feed it there to number 19. Did he find the back of the net? They're going to signal it good. Shot and score from the Mounties once again as they continue to climb back into this one. 2 goals in the last minute and a half, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. Almost out of nowhere, the Saints offense has come alive after trailing by a score of 2-0. They now even the affair here from Adelard. Puck on the floor, it's sent back to Walsh. Walsh sending it forward, it flips through center, and taking a shot right over the top of the net there was number 12. And that's Cam Cook. Hayes on the near side, flipping it up the center back to Cook. And Kiss over to Whitfield. Whitfield being trapped up against the board with the puck, shoved to the floor. As eventually Stanfek will send it up. Stanfek trying to get around the defenders as time's expiring. Segura, or excuse me, Sakura, excuse me, and then Shea with a big save with about 21 seconds to go. And a penalty called against Cam Cook. 2 minutes in the box, so the Bruins will be on their first penalty kill of the night, first power play of the night for the Saints. Montero off to the far side, a hard rifling shot that goes wide to the right. And Mencel, as the period is about to expire, tries to send it back up past center, but they're going to try and hold the puck down as long as possible, and that will do it for our first period of action. Both sides will take a break and head to the locker rooms, but while they do, score sits at 2-2. You're watching Fans Only Sports Network's live coverage here between the Rhode Island St. M's and the Boston Junior Bruins right here on Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be right back after the commercial break here.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And boards back out in front. A shot and a score. Into the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And boards back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And Boyd back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And Boyd back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And Boyd back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And Boyd back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And Boyd back out in front. A shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn or something.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boards back out in front. They shot and they score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and they score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some.
And welcome back to Woonsocket, Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of the second period between our U16 hockey teams, the Rhode Island's St. M's and the Boston Junior Bruins. Junior Bruins led this one by a score of 2-0 at the end of the first period, but with under 2 minutes remaining, the Saints managed to volley 2 goals in the back of the net to find themselves back in the game. Score all tied up at 2 apiece. Power play underway for the Mounties, but now it's been reduced to a 4-on-4 as number 7 here. And a trip called on Colton Whitfield. So 16:47 ago in the second period, and a minute 27 remaining on the Bruins penalty, and 2 minutes now for the Saints, who had their first power play of the game. So 4-on-4 hockey for a few minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, as the Saints try and feed it up forward. It sails right past Montero, and ice and cold, and we'll end up back in the Saints end of the ice. And Mentz over the far side. This one trying to be dumped in by McDonald. McDonald maneuvers around defenders. He lost control of the puck there, couldn't keep it to his stick. And now being taken away by Menzel. Davidson trying to close in on the net. Fitzgibbon was all over him, along with, that was Menzel. And neither side can really get the puck moving. McDonald tries to use the boards, but it's taken away here by number 27. That's Stefanik, Montero. Try and maneuver, and the Bruins come up with it. 1-on-1, now 2-on-1. Makaslan, it goes right through the 5-hole and somehow skip past the goal. And the Bruins miss a chance there, but it isn't gone and over with. The one-timer shot did not make it through. Makaslan was the one who had the goal earlier, and he misses that one. 10 seconds remaining on the Bruins penalty before it becomes their power play. And Saints trying to get this past mid-ice. Great tap of the stick to move the puck forward as this one bounced off, and now Bruins back to full strength for 27 seconds. The whistle's called for icing. And now the Bruins don't have as much time left on this power play as this puck ends up on their side of things for the icing call. They were up by a dominant margin of 2-0 before, as we mentioned, but now all evened up at 2 apiece for either side in the matchup. Puck hits the floor. It'll dump around the back of the net. This one being taken up by Cam Cook. To the opposite side as Cook tries to take center. Walsh has to retreat to get a hold of it. Bruins need to reset. Cohen trying to get it past Carr, who nearly did a split. And this one dumped in as Barber gets on top of it for the Saints. And this one sailed through the air as Cohen brought it down with his glove. And Edhard trying to get on a hold of it, but it's taken away once again by Walsh. Buckley tries to take it to the middle, and it's knocked down by the Saints, as Sakura tries to feed it. This one goes way over the top, out of play, and that'll stop the clock. Just a few seconds under 14 and a half minutes, and we're still dead even from Adelard Arena here in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, home of the Mount St. Charles Mounties. A lot of legendary players, and of course, in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, head coach Bill Belisle for 1,000 wins. That's a very, very famous name right here. And, of course, NHL analyst and former goalie Brian Boucher, also an alumni of the Mount St. Charles Mounties, and whistle called as the play's called dead right at center. But yes, this place has been the birthplace of many great hockey players, and of course the birthplace of many ice hockey championships here in the state of Rhode Island. Mounties last season were, of course, eliminated in the postseason by the Bishop Hendricken Hawks. Definitely looking to come back this year a little bit stronger, but keeping it within the U16 league. Saints and Bruins fighting for it here. And taken up now. And the puck still staying on the Saints side of things. Bruins really applying the pressure. Walsh on top of it. Walsh being poke-checked a whole bunch as Shea's trying to knock the puck away. And whistle called now. As Kiss really had something to say before he got off the ice, and not sure if he was barking at the official. And it looks like he's yelling at one of the Bruins. And they're going to switch sides. It looks like they'll just come right to center. And send over to Whitfield. Whitfield dumping it around the backside. Puck trapped up against the back of the boards. Wrapped around. And now retreating to center after it here is number 20. That's Montaldo. And back to center. Whitfield tried to flip it away. Bruins come up with it. Cook sailing it around the backside for Walsh to get a hold of. And sent away by Fitzgibbon, and a whistle called as the puck traveled out of play once again. And pretty dead even at this point in the game. Neither side able to find an edge on the other one. As we saw a lot of scoring in the first period of action. And this one deflected away, goes and hits the glass on the near side. A shot taken, blocked away by the Bruins' own offensive player. Fitzgibbon tries to wrap it around the boards, back to center. Mentz trying to get a hold of it. Neither side can really come up with it here as this puck's shoveled around. Puck trapped on the near side boards. And Bruins trying to knock it away. Stanek coming up with it. Spinning around as more Bruins are on top of it. Davidson was in there. And trying to wrap it back up is Cox. Cox feeding it over to Davidson. Davidson trying to feed it there to Makaslan. And a great save by the defense. And Yeager, a shot knocked down as the defenders were there waiting. Saints defense, they've allowed the puck to travel into their own end. However, they've been able to make some great stops. Makaslan trying to come back for more. He already has a goal in this one. Feeds it to the top to Yeager, the defender. And now it's going to be scooped back to center. Over to J.J. Montero, and this one knocked off the pads of Shea. First shot we've seen on net in a while. Montero was heading back to the bench, so the puck will sail back into the Saints side. This one fed back to center to Fisher. Fisher, it's dumped in there. And behind the net, Davidson sending it back up. Epri feeding it to the far side, this time to Vinasipu. Backhander shot as Shea saves it again. And another one taken, but it's going to hit off the back of the boards. And back at center, puck tipped away by Vinasipu. And Pocantero trying to keep him from play. And wrapped around. And wrapped around the other side. Behind the net, Fisher trying to get a hold of it, but it's going to be dumped back in by Walsh, feeding it to his teammate. Another rifling shot there, and that'll stop the play. Dead in its tracks. It was a hard windup from, I believe it was number 20, and that was Drew Carr. Or DeLello, excuse me. That was number 21, Jackson DeLello, getting in there. Bruins had their 20th shot on net. Face-off one as Kiss comes up with it for the Saints. Kiss trying to maneuver through traffic, but some hard poke checks coming there. And the Bruins managed to slow that play down. Dumped around the back. Walsh comes up with it. Walsh feeding it all the way back to center as DeLello is trying to fight Montero there for control of the puck. Montanaldo, excuse me. Walsh winding up. It hits the back of the boards on another hard Bruins shot. Saints bringing it back up as Morgan dumps it in, and referees are going to call for an icing. Seven-shot differential leading in favor of the Bruins, and the Bruins have been very dominant in this one in terms of puck control. However, when the Saints have found the puck in the times that they've scored, it's been extremely effective. They know how to maneuver this one. Another shot deflecting off the side there of Braun. And taken away this time by number 7, Whitfield. And Morgan trying to get around Walsh to take the puck away. Kiss has it now. Sending it up the ice. Taken away by Hughes. Whitfield back to Hughes, but it deflects off the stick, and now chasing it down is McDonald. McDonald right in front of the net as Hughes saw the opening, but it's back at the point, dropped down, and blocked by the defenders. Trying to feed it to Morgan. Morgan not there for it. Whitfield rifling a shot. It's knocked down by Kiss. A lot of hard shots coming from the Saints here in this sequence, and the Bruins come up with it. Mentz, 3-on-2. Defender stick. That was Whitfield to block it. Morgan sends it back up to center, and Yeager will trap it down. Line change coming for the Saints. Dump back in, and a whistle called. Offsides. Got a little too ahead of himself there, as the pass was already across the Saints line. That was Cook, I believe, who got across there too quickly. And some shoving there. And Cook going to come out here for the face-off, taking Davidson out of it. Barber, sends it over to Menzel. Back at center, Davidson comes up with it for the Bruins, trying to get it around Barber. And Braun with a great save in his chest. As Barber was thrown right into the boards, trying to defend that one, and Braun really taking a hard shot right in the chest from that. 8:55 to go in the second period. Still no score by either side. Just a lot of shots on net. Cohen at the point. He'll send it down. It flies through the air past the net over into the boards. And flipped back to center by the Saints. Kept in play. Fed over as the defense comes up with it. As this one was taken by Cohen. And Davidson was trying to get ahead of that one, but icing called. And they'll go back to the other side and do it again. And when we get a little bit of downtime, we'll wait for the next one. Apri being shoved back a little bit and fed off to the far side. Kept in play to Apri at the point. Sends the shot down. It's wide to the right. And the Bruins come up with it. So while we get some downtime, let's tell you the sponsors for tonight's game. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Stanley Tree, employee-owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. By Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Perino Properties. Go to PerinoProperties.com or call them at 401-206-8907. Mention Fans Only Sports and get a $500 credit towards buying or selling your home. By Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, josephlammy.com, attorney at law. And then finally by our Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For high school athletes looking to be seen at the next level, be seen by signing up at our Elite Recruits today. Apri giving it to his man, and then down board. Back up. Kept in play as it's in front of the face-off circle. And sent back down to Hughes. To Apri at the point. Apri back down to Hughes. Hughes spins away. Hughes giving it back to Apri as it was lazily passed and bounced off the boards back to him. Hughes off to the far side. Montero couldn't get the wind-up in time. Montanaldo, excuse me. And now skating back down hard for it was Marchand. But an icing called, and the Bruins will do it all over again in enemy territory. .7:38 to go and 1:18 to go in this penalty against the Bruins. Menzel off to the far side, back to him. Menzel backhands it to Montero. Trying to wind up and get a shot off, and it's wide and out of play. Whitfield had that wind up on the far side. And the face-off with 1:08 remaining on the power play. Montero back to Whitfield. Menzel at the point. Menzel back to Montero. Montero winds up as that shot was off the shin pads of Shea. And another icing called against the Bruins with 53 seconds to go. On the power play, 7:13 to go here in period number 2. Score all knotted up at 2 apiece. Saints, their second power play of the game, but this is the first time they've actually been able to use it in full. We'll see if they can cash in here. Drop to the floor and taken by Whitfield. Whitfield sending it back, and it'll go back to Whitfield. Menzel at the point. Back to Whitfield, who winds up with a hard shot. You could hear that one, feel it, in fact, up here in the press box. Davidson in his offensive zone, and it's taken away by the Saints. Montero feeding it up to Senkak, excuse me, finds the back of the net there for the Saints. What a great feed from Chase Stanfinek, and this one's going to go over to number 15, and that's Jaden Sakura. And for the first time tonight, the Rhode Island St. M's find themselves up on the Junior Bruins by a score of 3-2. First goal of the second period, and it came at a very dire need for the Saints to get themselves back in. And not only that, take their first lead of the night. Bruins won the faceoff, and Kiss finds it again! Back-to-back goals within the same minute. And another goal as Theo Kiss puts the Saints up now by a score of 4-2. Bruins are in fact being stunned in these last few seconds. Saints have really just turned on the Jets as that faceoff was won cleanly by the Bruins. But somehow Theo Kiss able to get behind the defense and get a breakaway goal. Top shelf, in fact. Fisher trying to get after it as Buckley sends it the other way. Apri wrapped around the back of the net. And Mentz, it's going to be gloved away by Braum, who brings it back to the floor. Hard push at center. Hard forecheck. Coutalo behind the net as a man chasing him down. And puck still dangling around as both teams are starting to get very physical here. This one rifled right towards Shea and knocked away as it was a little bit wide. And puck will come back to center. Apri sends it back down to Coutalo. And up against the boards. Sent over to the far side. McDonald. And flipped away. Good chance for the Saints to make another one. Knocked away by Shea. Another great shot on net. St. M's have really come back from a 2-0 deficit and have now had 4 unanswered goals ever since the first period. Bruins have just been struggling up until this point to really have an answer and have more shots on net. That's something that you also have to take notice. Bruins have had more shots on goal, but the Saints have just been a lot more effective and more accurate with these takes that they have. Traveling behind the net, Davidson whips it around. Number 19 here for the Saints flips it behind. Back over to number 4, that's Barber. Barber needs to poke the puck away, and he manages to get it away cleanly. And this one bounced off the back of the boards. Referee has to jump over, and no icing to come as both teams were able to get there in time. Mansell was there to meet it. This one bounces off the top, but not out of play. Sent back around the backside and flipped over to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon with the hard feed up to Ed after Edhard. And this one rifled into the netting out of play, and that'll stop the clock. And face off, taken away by the Saints. Saints, a hard shot. This one goes over the top of the post. And back at the point, kept onside. Whitfield tries to feed it to center. It's not handled cleanly by Montario. And Whitfield off the side of the boards to Montario. And Montario couldn't keep it onside, and the puck will sail back into the Saints side of things. Bruins with the puck. Gomes tried to trap it up against the boards, and the Saints come up with it. Hard feed to Montario. Montero, a nice move. Puck dangling in the slot. A hard shot hits the top of the net. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Saints lead this one by a score of 4-2. And this shot wraps around the glass. And it's going to end up on the Bruins side as Shea has to come out of the net and send this one up. And it finds the back of the net. Huge mistake as Shea came right out. And able to take advantage of that was Jaden Sakura to find an exposed net and put the Saints now up by a score of 5-2. I could see trouble brewing there, too, from up here. As Ryder Shea had to really escape the net. He had no defenders back there to help him, and that's definitely going to be a play the Bruins are going to have to take a look at in the film room. Saints win the face-off. Apri, and missing on that one. And Bruins trying to answer back here. Another great save by Braun, as they nearly found themselves an opening. Trying to sneak it through the 5-hole. DeLello, this one way over the top of the net. And puck still dangling around. It's dangling right in the slot. And this one bounces off the boards. Saints avoid trouble for the moment. And now they'll send it back up to start more trouble. Kiss over to the left side. Has his man Hughes. And Makashlan takes it past. This one sticked away by Braun and net, using the stick side to push that puck out of play into the glass. We're still active here. Puck sent behind the net now. And back up to center. The far side. Walsh. And now Pre at center. Flip back up. On the far side, next to the home bench. Makashlan trying to send it back up in front of the visiting bench. The puck can't seem to find a home. Mansell and Cutalo were both there. And now the Bruins trying to trap the puck up against the board is McDonald. Back over to center. They flip it up. Mansell Keeps the puck on the floor, trying to maneuver around everyone. Utalo had to come in and help, and now on the far side, dump back in. Only 2 minutes to go in period number 2. 3 goals have been added on by the Rhode Island St. M's, and they lead this one by a score of 5-2. Really kind of stunning the Bruins after the Bruins led by a score of 2-0 in period number 1. 5 unanswered goals they've witnessed. And a penalty called. This is going to send a man to the box. And that's going to be number 3. That's Grayson Cohen. Too many men on the ice. And that silly penalty is going to cost 2 minutes for the Bruins. And so the Saints, they had a power play goal the last time they had the power play. We'll see if they can replicate that once again. Menzel at the point. Menzel trying to maneuver up carefully, and the puck sent back to center. They'll have to try that again with just about a minute to go. As Stefanik feeding it back to Menzel. This one over to Monterio. Back to Menzel, who rifles one. Knocked away by the defense. And back to Montero. Montero, this one rifled wide to the right. And under a minute to go in the period. And the Bruins managed to fortunately clear it and get another PK unit out on the ice. 1:10 to go in the penalty, about 40 seconds to go in the period as it's shepherded up by Montero. Montero tried to get it over this time to Montanaldo. And this one keeps bouncing off of Shea's pads. Puck taken behind the net. Montero can't come away with the puck, and Bruins Yeager will flip it back to center to clear the puck once again. 45 seconds now in the penalty, under 20 to go in the period. Saints take it back in. Montanaldo try to find Morgan, and Dupree will take it back behind center in his own end, and Morgan, he's going to just have to let this clock run out, and they will. 26 seconds to go in the penalty as we enter the third period. We're entering the second period intermission. Your score from Woonsocket, Rhode Island here at Adelard Arena, a score of 5-2 as the Saints lead the Bruins through 2 periods. 5 unanswered goals for the Saints to have a 3-goal lead. We'll be right back here on Fans Only Sports Network for the conclusion of this one as we enter period number 3, and we'll be right back.
Back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And boards back out in front. A shot and a score. Into the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And boards back out in front. A shot and a score. Into the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Up back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races, touchdown.
And boards back out in front, a shot and a score. In through the zone, they're right on the post side. Oh, they've got it! The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice, open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in?
Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown.
And boys back out in front. A shot and a score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boys back out in front. A shot and a score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boys back out in front. A shot and a score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boys back out in front. A shot and a score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
Cut back the other way to the 5. Did he get in? Lynch sets back. Powers through. First down and then some. He's going to go all the way down 20. 10 to the races. Touchdown. And boys back out in front. A shot and a score. In through the zone. They're right on the opposing side. Oh, they've got it. The way the opportunity comes back in center of the ice. Open goal and a score.
You know, if they can get the ball into that, when King goes around the horn herself.
There's going to be a shot.
Coming out is White.
The Falcons nail it. Another shot on goal.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to period number 3 here in Adelard Arena. Score 5-2 as the Saints have been very dominant throughout this one. And before we get into the action, let's give you the word from tonight's game sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Stanley Tree, employee-owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. The Perino Properties. Go to PerinoProperties.com or call 401-206-8907. Mention Fans Only Sports and get a $500 credit towards buying or selling your home. Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. JosephLammy.com, attorney at law. And then finally, by our elite recruits with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. Be seen by signing up for our elite recruits today. So period number 3 underway as the power play is still in effect for the Saints. However, only 4 seconds left as that puck sails into the netting out of play. Just letting our clock run down. That ad read kind of escaped my time management here with our game clock. And the whistle, that'll send us back into play as the puck hits the floor. Saints come away with this. It's flipped away for Morgan on the far side. And dumped back in. Kiss traps it down in the slot. Trying to set the Saints up on a good look, but the Bruins, playing great defense, managed to knock the puck away. Davidson trying to bring it up for his offense. It's rifled into the Bruins side of the ice. And ice and cold as Colton Whitfield committed it. Saints just need to hold on a little bit longer. Maybe even increase the deficit here for the Bruins. Bruins have a tall task to face as they trail by 3 goals when they once led by 2. 5 unanswered through 2 periods of action. And behind the net, flip back up and back at center. And this one bounced off the visiting bench. And so that'll stop play once again. And sent over to the near side boards. Flip back up. Going to travel all the way down, and Mentz is going to have to trap it down for the Bruins. He's knocked to the floor by 2 Saints. Montanaro sends it behind the net. And Skura, was trying to get a hold of the puck there. Bruins flip it back up. Montanaldo. And sent back up to Sakura. Behind the net. And sent back up to the top of the zone. Hard shot, bounces off the back of the boards. And Barber going to let that one sail all the way back into the Saints side of things for icing. Barber chasing after the puck. It'll travel behind the net. It bounces off the back of the netting here. And Bruins, they whiff on that pass. That was Drew Carr trying to set up his team. And now Montario. This one's going to be stopped by Shea. A hard shot on net. Barber trying to wind one up. Bounces off of Shea. Fitzgibbon trying to give it back up. And trapped down by number 19 of the Saints. And Mentz sends it back. That was Hayes. Behind the back for Fitzgibbon. Wind up in a shot. And a quick save. Saints stop the puck. The Bruins stop the puck right there from traveling across the line. And now fed back down. Puck still being flipped around and knocked away by Braun. Walsh winds up for a shot. Brought back down to earth by Fitzgibbon, who gloves it. And he fires one at Shea. Stopped again. We're all evened up at shots 4 for the first time tonight. Back at center. Being taken up by 16. That's Fisher. And a whistle to stop play as Shea traps that one down. Saints lead tonight in shots for the first time as well. And it took them a while, but the slow build-up, and this team has really just become a very well-oiled engine after the first period where they trailed by 2-0. And the Bruins come away with the face-off. And it's trying to flip it back in there was number 25. And that was Vinny Apri. Flip back into play as Apri's thrown into the visiting boards. And Fisher tried to trap the puck and flipped around the backside. And now it's center. And giving it over to Potoma. Near side boards. Neither side can really come up with it right now. DeLello tried to set up his man as number 16, Kevany. He has it trapped against the boards. Saints really just letting this one kill some time, and why not? Bruins. Ooh, a hard check to the floor. And now sending it up. As Cutalo, it's lost, and Cox comes up with it for the Bruins. DeLello trying to come up with it. A hard shot on net, knocked away by Braum. Back at center, the puck sails, and Shea comes out of the net. And we all know what happened last time when that occurred. Definitely can't let that duplicate. DeLello behind the net. This one flipped back up, Kiss to miss it, and Shea will come back out again and send it over to his man. That's Cohen. Cohen to Cox. Cox feeding it up. This time to Makaslan. And back at center, being taken up by Kiss. Kiss tries to find an opening. There's no one there to feed it to. Hughes couldn't come up with it either. A hard taken away by Whitfield. The puck's knocked down by Shea. Whitfield to retreat after it, and that'll end that series of plays for icing. And we'll give you one last ad read. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit at stanleytree.com for more information. By Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's hockey pro shop. Perino Properties. Go to perinoproperties.com or call 401-206-8907. Mention Fans Only Sports and get a $500 credit towards buying or selling your home. Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. JosephLammy.com, attorney at law. And finally, by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. Be seen by signing up for RR Elite Recruits today. Back into the hockey action. Saints coming up with the puck, trying to get another goal in the affair to really separate the game. And it's Victor. Whitfield trying to trap the puck away as Cook has been all over it. And the Saints come away with it. Montero trying to get behind Walsh. Walsh feeds it over to McDonald, who sends it behind the back for Walsh. Walsh uphill. Barber keeping it in play at center. Flips it behind this time. Over to Stefanik. McDonald flipping it back to center. Barber couldn't stop it with the back of his stick. Bruins will get a line change going. Barber shepherds it behind the net as he was poked a bit by the opposing stick. Trying to set this one up, and a great stop, but whistle called. And it looks like we have a hooking call. And that's going to send number 2. That's Kai Mansell to the box. So put 2 minutes on the board in favor of the Bruins. They get their first power play in quite some time. We'll see if they can capitalize on it. Cox, his shot deflects right off the skates of the defender. And the Bruins, already a couple of series of shots that have been blocked down by Saints. Whipped over to Mentz. Mentz winds up a little wide to the right. And trying to maneuver is McDonald. McDonald with the feed. A good one, too, in fact. And a lot of spinning and churning. Davidson at the top. Feeding it down this time to number 14, Makashlan. Makashlan has one of the 2 goals for the Bruins already tonight. Off to the far side, a hard shot. This time actually meeting the goaltender. And McDonald trying to bring it up for Cox. Cox has it now. Cox maneuvering to the point, bouncing it off the boards lazily, and Cox will get it again. Ooh, nearly intercepted, and a great play to break it up. Makashlan trying to feed Mentz in the slot, and great disruption from the Saints D out of Barber. And this one going over to the far. Under a minute to go, just about 45 seconds, in fact, in this power play. Excuse me. Bruins still trail by 3. And the power play looking to execute here. No stoppage of play since the power play began. Davidson gets one off of Braum. And this one's finally going to be cleared. First time the Saints have done in the power play. 20 seconds to go now for the Bruins to find the back of the net before the extra man is regained for the Saints. This one's sent behind the Saints net and cleared yet again. And they'll call that icing with 7 seconds to go on the penalty. And puck flipped back to center. Walsh. Over to Cohen. DeLello trying to meet Cohen. Instead, he'll give it off there. Back to Walsh. Back at center. DeLello or Cohen going behind Braum's net. Whitfield and Monterio. One flip back up through center. Cohen. Carr chasing it down. And Buckley. Carr flipping it around. And Skura trying to meet it in DeLello. And Skura. Ooh, this one a little wide to the left. And now taken up. Behind, using a nice behind the back, and this one deflected away. It was a good feed between the center and the wingers for the Saints on that last series. Kiss coming to the slot. Ooh, it bounces off the top of the post as Shea gets a hold of it. The crossbar deflecting the puck away. And that's going to... And a cross-check called on number 21. That's Jackson DeLello. So a power play coming in favor of the Rhode Island St. M's. 7:11 to go in this matchup. Kiss. This one over to Visenpu. Hughes tries to deliver an equalizer, and that one sent the opposite way as the Bruins get their first clear of the power play. Shepherded by Apri and dumped in by Visenpu. And puck sent back by Kiss. Kiss to take it back up. Kiss looking for an opening, gives it to Hughes. Hughes at the top, and Apri tried to find the back, and two more shots on net against the Bruins. And they'll stop play with 6:20 to go and 1:10 to go on the power play. And we thank you for watching Fans Only Sports live coverage of U16 hockey here at Mount St. Charles Academy. If you want to check out more live stream games from hockey to football and soccer for any high school sports or youth leagues, go to fansonlysports.com. That's sports with a Z at the end. And buy your live stream passes there today. Again, www.fansonlysports.com. Trying to feed the puck across the way. Under a minute to go now in the power play. Whitfield keeping it on side for the Saints. Ooh, a hard deflection there. But nothing able to come from a one-timer try from David Earhart. And number 19 coming out here. He's already had himself a goal tonight. This one fed to number 2. That's Mansell. Mansell trying to rifle one. Blocked away by Shea. And looks like one of the Saints was on top of the puck the whole time. And that was Matt McDonald. And I think referees are trying to discuss if they're going to call interference. And it doesn't look like they'll do that. So nobody's going to go to the box. So I'll just stop the play. 22 seconds now to go in the power play. And 5:32 to go in regulation. 19 has it over to Whitfield. Whitfield back to Mansell. Mansell over to Whitfield, who fakes the windup. Mansell at the top. Back to Whitfield, who winds up. Ooh, a hard shot deflected away by Shea. 19. He's being shoved from the back. It'll eventually be pushed offside. And the Saints will have to get back in control at center. Puck going back and forth. 5 minutes to go in this one. Saints managed to find the puck, move across the floor. And Hayes, he'll flip it back up. Davidson knocked down. And this one sent the other way. And in fact, there was a switch in goaltender, Sam Caulfield in net has been in net for a little bit so far for the Bruins. And Vissenpuu sends it down into the zone as he dumps it in. Makashlan, he'll take it up through center. Makashlan with a lot of great maneuvering. This one lazily goes behind the net, deflecting off the boards. And enough room for number 27, Stefanik, to get a hold of it. Makashlan flipping it forward, dumped back up by Vissenpuu. And dumped in behind the net. Sakura was there to make the play and stop the puck. And with 3:49 to go, we're going to stoppage of play. And it looks like a penalty. And it looks like it might be a high stick call for Cox. So Saints get back on the power play. This will likely kill the remainder of this third period. No goals to come at all, but Bruins just have struggled throughout the end of the first and the remaining periods to get themselves back in the affair. Hughes to the point. Back to Hughes, who rifles one, and Caulfield with a great glove save. Snags that one out of the air to stop the clock with 3:38 to go and 1:49 left on the penalty. And puck dangles over to the left side. This one bounces off the boards. Kiss will trap it down at center. And sends it back to Apri. And now Kiss to bring it up. Kiss trying to feed a man in the slot. He's calling for it. But they're all up against the boards. It's 3-on-1, and referee's just going to call the play dead. And it looks like it might be another penalty coming. As he calls number 14 of the Saints. Holding called on Theo Kiss. So 4-on-4 hockey for 1:29. until the Bruins will head on for a 29-second power play. Or if my math's correct, actually, it'd be the other way around, a 31-second power play. Increase it by 2 digits. And the face-off taken in by the Saints. As they bring it up ice. Taken behind the net, pops the water bottle free, in fact. And scooted up. Makashlan couldn't bring the puck down cleanly, and Apri has it. Apri with the good feed, this time to number 20, Montaldo. Makashlan trying to get behind the defense. Cohen retreats to let his men get back onside. The feed over to DeLallo. He'll just dump this in, and a line change coming. 45 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Their score 5-2 with 2.5 to go now, as the Saints have been leading the Bruins for much of this one. Apri winds up a hard shot that's knocked away by Caulfield. Whitfield giving it to 19. And this one flipped back up to the point. No one's there to wait for it. And Colton Whitfield will be all over it. Stefanik will head to the bench, and new skates coming out this time for the Saints. 2 minutes to go in regulation, and the 4-on-4 about to come to a conclusion. Bruins will be on the power play right now as the power play as the 4-on-4 concludes. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Walsh scooting around Whitfield, moving, using his speed. His stick comes loose, and he'll have to shove a man, and whistle called. And it looks like a penalty coming with 1:39 to go. And this penalty, it's going to make it 5-3 as the Saints commit another one. They were sending Whitfield, but and a slash called against number 15. That's Jaden Sakura. Regardless, 1:38 to go, 20 seconds left until it becomes 5-on-4 and a power play. But for now, it's 5-on-3 for the next 20 seconds. Score still 5-2. At the point, taken in by McDonald. Donald on the far side, back to him at the point. McDonald trying to find that opening. Nothing in the slot. Mentz's shot, a hard one, and it's knocked away. McDonald's going to have to skate after this one. And the Saints will gain the extra man, and it'll go back to the power play as we have just about a minute to go, 1:15 remaining. Buckley sends it over, and now he'll skate on after it. Buckley found a Saints defender on top of it, and Hayes trying to give it back to him, but it's taken away now by Kiss. And 1 minute to go as Menzel looks to kind of just waste some more time, as it's going to be 5-on-4 hockey until there's a score or the game will conclude. Whitfield meets him up against the boards, flips it back. Bruins can't keep it past the blue line, and Mentz is going to have to let his unit get back onside. 35 seconds to go. Mentz. Ooh, McDonald wasn't ready for that one. Or it's Davidson, excuse me, and it's dumped back in and wrapped around, cleared, and they're actually going to call it icing with 23 to go. Been an excellent game. The Saints, as we said in the start of this one, were down 2-0, but managed to put it together in the late minutes of the first period, score back-to-back goals, and then do it again later in the second, followed by a third to cap it off on an exposed net, as Ryder Shea came completely out of the net, surrendering 5 goals in the matchup today. Yeager couldn't get the wind up cleanly. And this should just all about do it. 10 seconds to go. Our clock a little behind, apologies, as Fitzgibbons flips it back up. One last chance to take a shot. Cooks wide to the right on that one. And the Saints will walk away victorious as they played excellent hockey all around. Really had to kind of put it together, but when they did, things clicked very well. Your final, 5-2, as the Rhode Island St. M's take away this one from the Boston Little Bruins. Great hockey game here. My first hockey game, well, technically not, as I was at URI a few weeks ago covering, but ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely one of the best sports to really sit and call, and definitely looking forward to doing more games, especially here for Mount St. Charles. You'll definitely catch me here doing the Mount St. Charles Mounties games throughout the season. And, of course, some more Mount St. Charles Youth Academy hockey right here from Adelaide Arena here at Mount St. Charles Academy in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. I'm Chris Hetu, followed by Caroline Niehoff, my camera operator today. And we thank you all for tuning into the broadcast. Enjoy the rest of your week, the weekend upon us. Everyone, please be ready for tomorrow night as we have 9 games going on here on Fans Only Sports. So buy your season passes once again at fansonlysports.com. Thank you all for tuning in tonight's game. Final score, Saints take the win from the Bruins by a final of 5-2. We'll catch you all in the next broadcast.